I know this movie has been out for a while now, but I finally got around to watching it with my girlfriend just a couple of days ago. And yes, I'm well aware that Encanto has been hyped up endlessly, praised as if it's the Citizen Kane of Disney movies. But let me make this clear, I refuse to love or hate it based solely on that hype. Maybe I'm just getting too old for these types of movies, but I'll be honest with you. I didn't hate it, I just couldn't stand it. Now, before I get into why, let me reassure you that my criticism has nothing to do with the depiction of Latin American families, cultural stereotypes, or anything like that. If anything, I think the cultural representation was handled just fine. My only nitpick on that font, I'm kind of tired of how Hollywood portrays bilingual Latinos. You know what I mean, movies where characters randomly throw in Spanish words during English conversations. From my experience, it doesn't work like that. Most Latinos I know either speak Spanish or English, not this constant mix. Sure, there are exceptions, but it feels forced. Anyway, that's not my main issue. So let me say this, Encanto isn't a bad movie. The story is decent, and there's no traditional Disney villain driving the conflict. But the pacing and style, they just didn't work for me. Now, let's talk about the songs. Yes, it's a Disney movie, and yes, I should have expected musical numbers. But something about this one felt off. Many of the songs dragged on longer than necessary. Take the opening number for example. Mirabel is introducing her family and their magical gifts to their town kids. And it just keeps on going. By the middle of the song, I was genuinely asking, wait, are they still singing? That's not to say the songs are all bad. We Don't Talk About Bruno stands out. It's catchy and does a good job of building suspense around Bruno's character, but overall, I felt like the movie leaned too heavily on its musical moments, sometimes at the expense of pacing. And that brings me to another point, the family dynamic itself. While the movie does a good job of showing how pressure and expectations can weigh on a family, some of the relationships feel underexplored. We get hints of tension, especially between Mirabel and her abuela, but it feels like certain characters were sidelined to keep the focus on Mirabel. That's fine, but it does make the story feel a bit unbalanced. So what's the plot of Encanto? Let me break it down. The story centers on the Madrigal family, who live in a magical house in a Colombian village. Each family member has been blessed with a unique gift, super strength, healing, talking to animals, you name it, all thanks to a miracle that saved their ancestors. Everyone, that is, except Mirabel. She's the only one in the family without a gift, and she feels like an outsider because of it. When the magic that holds the family together starts to fade, Mirabel notices cracks forming, both in their enchanted home and in their relationships. Determined to help, she digs deeper into the mystery, uncovering family secrets. She even finds her Uncle Bruno, who had disappeared years earlier after having a vision that hinted Mirabel might be the key to saving or breaking their magic. In the end, Encanto isn't about defeating a villain or saving the world. It's about family, acceptance, and the realization that your worth isn't tied to what you can do but to who you are. Mirabel helps her family heal, and together they rebuild their home and their bond. It's heartwarming and charming for sure, but personally, it didn't resonate with me as much as other Disney films. Movies like Coco or Up left a bigger impact. Encanto, not so much. Now, let's talk about the characters. Some of them are memorable and stand out. Mirabel, Bruno, Dolores, but others, not so much. For instance, Camilo, who has the ability to shapeshift, feels more like a background character than someone integral to the story. His power had so much potential, yet it was barely used in the plot. He's mostly there for comedic relief, and by the end of the movie, I honestly forgot he was part of the family. Pepa, Mirabel's aunt, also feels underdeveloped. Her gift is controlling the weather with her emotions, which could have been a metaphor for managing family dynamics or moods, but it's never explored beyond surface-level jokes about her cloud of doom. These characters aren't bad, but they feel like missed opportunities to add more depth to the story. To sum it up, if you love musicals, you'll probably enjoy Encanto. If you're a die-hard Disney fan, it's worth checking out. But if you're like me and not big on overly long musical numbers, you might find it a bit frustrating or boring. So, should you watch it? Sure, give it a try. but don't expect it to change your life. And if you've already seen it, I'd love to hear what you think. Did it live up to the hype for you, or did you feel the same way I did? If you enjoyed this review, or even if you didn't, I would appreciate if you could like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts and hit that subscribe button for more content like this. It really helps the channel grow, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. This has been Juano, and thank you for watching.